can shout oh, everyday palava, everyday palava. Now it's in the album we dey talk about. I can shout oh, everyday palava, no 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 no, everyday palava. Now it's in the album we dey talk about. I can shout oh, everyday palava, yeah yeah yeah, everyday palava, no 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 no. Now it's in the album we dey talk about.
Hello my people, una welcome to another episode of I Can Shout. Today the matter wey dey ground be say we wan know whether you go fit marry who no go school reach you. But before we start, abeg, if una never subscribe, make you just go hit that subscription button, make you subscribe to our channel and make you like us. Then that agogo wey una dey see there, that blue bell, make you push am. So that anytime we any better ogbonge matter, we all our matter sef na like ogbonge matter, una go dey get am and una go first get am. So abeg, if una never do so, make una do so. So today, that matter wey we wan talk, you go fit marry who no go school reach you, or you go fit marry who no get handwork, if you be say na handwork you dey do. Today my brother here, Austin Eboka, na him go follow me pieces this matter. Make we see how e be.
Well done, oh.
So Austin, how e be? You go fit marry who no go school reach you, or na say people wey dey do say oh no, you no go school, you no get degree, you no get this. How e be?
Now back then where people they really press on say I must to go school, I must go school. But don't get me wrong, oh. Education is very good, it is very vital at any level. As long as you get the basic idea of you fit talk to people, you fit communicate with people, you fit think well. Because not be everybody school therefore.
Not true.
For America here now, see all those where they make millions and millions and billions. How many of them get high school diploma?
Not true. Not true.
The difference we say, for where we come from, we don't get such opportunities.
Yes.
So the only way we will fit say make we get more guarantee say we will succeed in life now to at least get some education. So in case every other thing fail, you get something where you go take back up. But when it comes to marriage, I don't think education get anything to do with marriage.
No, but okay. If e be say the person wey, okay, make I put am like this. Person wey be say e don go school, even if like the one wey no even go school, right? Then make I be talk say either you go school or you get a handwork wey you dey do, and the person wey you marry, e no even get anything wey e know to do. School e no sabi, handwork e no sabi. You know, na to stay house make e sweep, make e clean, make e do everything.
That one na liability.
No be so. I just see dey clean house now.
No be asset. So the only thing wey the fit give you na to born pikin.
That one na something now.
If you born the pikin, you go dey. How you go take train the pikin?
You wey be say na you be the man na wey don go outside go find how you go take rub two shilling, bring money. She go know how she take dey arrange the thing, the package,
the
thing
thing
for
wey
house.
I dey talk now be say, yes, man dey, na him dey provide. You just die, you no get anything at all wey you dey do. What if something happens to that man?
Okay, my people, make we go ask the people wey dey for our side. Make we see wetin dem go talk, because this matter now, if na say na handwork o, if na say na education o, say you go school, the person wey you come find wey you love and the person no go the school, how you wan do? You go say you wan go train am, or you go say no worry my dear, I get money, I go just take care of you. You know, make we ask people for outside. We go come back, make we see wetin dem wan talk. Make una stay tuned, we will be right back.
Everyday palava, everyday palava. Now it's in the album we dey talk about. I can shout everyday palava.
You go fit marry or dey with person wey no go school?
Yes, now. Yes, I feel marry person wey no go school. What I want in my house is peace of mind, not education. And if the woman go give me peace of mind or the man go give peace of mind, I don't care. I go just enter.
Person wey no go school na God create am. Person wey wetin dem dey call am, our former president, Goodluck Jonathan. im wife no too go school. No be she be first lady so. So they no dey check that kind thing o. Even person wey no go school, na dem dey even dey make more home. Na dem dey stay for house well well. Na dem dey give that respect. You see am? Dem dey respect their man more. My own opinion. Dem dey respect their man more than people wey too go school. You see am? So no be bad thing. May I say you wan marry person wey no go school, no be bad thing at all. So na so I take see am.
Why not? Whether I go school or not, na human being like me be.
That go hard small. It go hard in the terms that if the person no go school, it's an agreement. It depends on both of them. Because it's, English say one man's meat is another man's poison. Another person fit marry am. It's not because of the school thing too. Na im be marriage. It's not because of school say husband no go, wife go. At times na agreement na im be the most important thing for marriage. If both parties agree, he get money, if he take care of your wife, just like no go school. Go ahead, no problem.
What about you? You fit do am?
I fit do am if you get money. I fit do am. But if you no get money, na him be say, nah, he go rest on one side. He go rest on one side, that one no go good.
You go fit marry person, everything no be school o. You go fit marry person wey no go school. So far, una two like each other, and the person go fit take care of you. Go fit marry am.
Why not? School not being be the ultimate o. School not being be number 6. School not be waiting person won't get for life. So the only thing be say is good you dey educated or learned, but not being be the most important thing in life. Waiting person they marry or waiting who person they dey with, now the character when they inside person, not be certificates.
That's why not go school. Why? And as much as she's industrious, she did get handwork. For the marriage, for the wait, how many people will go school now where they hard working? How many people will go school now where they enter marriage where their marriage is successful? You understand me? So I feel married person will not go school. You understand me? So I feel married person will not go school. If God say you go work, go work. For so what's not love leave.
Okay, my people, now welcome back to this our show where we dey call I Can Shout. The topic wey we dey discuss today be say, if woman or man wey no go school reach you, or wey e no get hand work reach the one wey you dey do, or say na say e no even get hand work, you go gree marry am. So na my brother here, Austin, na we dey talk the matter today. So Austin, you say if the person no get work at all, hand work or anything, but at least if you dey take care of children, where say okay, take care of the house, you go work, come back, you don't cook with you don't do everything. That kind of person, you not say na wife material.
I'm not asking to be wife material, but it depends on what the man want for himself. And when we do this kind of things, we get to think about the future. If you are the sole provider and your partner, your wife, no get anything way they do at all, now just to take care of children. If something gonna happen to you, but her money no they come again, what thing will happen to her?
Well, not true, sha, but at the same time, man wey get sense, he go try establish him wife now.
Now the thing when I want to talk with that.
Even though say some women they no want to.
If you don't want to, it means that one na parasite to be on you, because it could just come to they chop you.
Okay, but wait. If let's say now the man na maybe professor for university, they teach, they do it, don't go school, don't get degree, get PhD, get everything.
Mm-hmm.
Then the girl wey you come see now, that one, he never even standard 6 sef, now maybe job pass. Or say just finish secondary school, now there he stop, you know, do past that. You know? You think say the way that they think, the two of them think, it will be the same?
Well, definitely they're not going to be the same. But the most important thing is say, okay, you na professor, you don't read all the things, all the books we did for this world. Your wife maybe not just basic education where you get. if you love him that much, you go help him to bring him up a little bit. At least to a certain level where we say she feel cope by herself.
Yes.
You know?
Not true, Sha. But sometimes they feel say the level, you see, complex go still dey there. Especially if na the other opposite side say na the man no go school reach the woman. Now that time you're going to hear, is it because the woman no fit talk, or they go say, man, you no fit even talk drink water drop cup, because everything you go dey look say before you go talk say na because I don't go read this one, I don't get bachelor, I don't get a PhD.
I hear you. The man wey no read book reach the wife, and the wife don't reach pass everything. You go get something where you go take replace the fact that you no go school. You go get this thing.
If you get the pepper.
If you get them, now you go to control. Look, we know them now. Look our country, for instance. See these Igbo boys, where they hustle, spare parts, whatever. Money in their hand. We see some way they marry lawyers now.
No, now that the one, because as they no get now, they want carry those ones, say, okay, you go give me leverage, you go come get a level, you know.
So the difference there is, if now the man goes school, blah blah, he don't go really, you know, take the intimidate the wife. You get what I mean? Because he see her before he marry her.
No, now the wife. Now they make the man feel inferior.
I understand. When I talk, say if not the man we get, you don't go take and they intimidate so.
Yes.
But for the woman not to intimidate the man must get this.
He must get pepper. You know, say that one. Now that pepper where the woman see. Now say Mariam.
Of course.
Forget that side though.
Them plenty.
No be whether say I like the man, he fine or anything. I like. Now that money where the man get, now he take drum. So when that means say in that case. It no matter whether you go university or you no go university or you get the thing where you dey do or whatever, as long as it come balance now, okay, you get money, you dey do the work, you get good job. This one, okay, you go to school, even that school where you go sef, never make the money reach the other one. So now it don't come balance, you know. But for some people, it go be like say, no, the person must go university, the person must go school, you know. Even for as we dey do for Papa and Mama, we go say no. The man no go school. So you no go school. I want to marry your pikin. Where your pikin don't already go school. Your pikin, you dey see your pikin say I want be doctor now. Meanwhile, the boy will go bring come house. They talk another story. They go from one side.
Yeah, but the thing they say the time where that one they happen don't pass, because the boy we won't go marry the king of a professor. You get something where you take do backup.
Now Insta famous.
Oh yes.
No, you get Instagram. You get 1 million followers. It's an influencer. It's an influencer.
You know, that kind of enter your papa house. You not go school, but when you look outside, you see the kind horse we did there.
Well, you know if na yahoo they do, you say na horse.
But the thing when they talk.
Horse or lion, anyone.
A lot of our parents these days, they carry the way with all those. Because all that morality, they don't throw away and finish.
Yeah.
That's why they get all that nothing they happen for back home.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, to come back home, yes, education be very good, but it's not the most important thing in any relationship.
Okay, so what you they talk now? They say when people want follow people, say boyfriend, girlfriend, like that. No look whether the person goes school. No look whether the person you know get degree or you get degree or that one. Saying as long as the person gets a reason for say they sabi using HQ. So you go hope day.
Hope day and if the person get ambition. So don't be just say make her come home, call the pump out pikin.
Okay.
You go get ambition. And you go then willing to help him, elevate him a little.
And that one you go have to help him to let him know.
You get to.
But you know, say even with that one, my brother, it still get where you go see where some big men, they go like important occasion. They only carry wife.
Make you not even go there.
I sure say that because the wife, when they look and say, this one will disgrace me because English, you know, sabi. I'm not going to say one sentence make complete.
But the good thing is now, they say Then they teach pidgin English for universities now for America.
When you go, let's say you be like one kind MD CEO for one place. Now pidgin they talk for the place.
You go to speak your local dialect.
No, that one be say you just talk say they'll just talk say you know free speak English. So if you need translator, now translator because some countries they know they speak English.
But what you work
so now
what do you work kind of go that kind of place for?
Now your wife now.
You won't go complicate your life.
No, not be your wife. You see what they talk. Right, my people were telling I don't see them. Like the thing where they talk. Now see you see. Okay. No. So that means say that man not be married.
Me I just no, you know where it belongs. You know what incapability.
Okay, I'm gonna man know him back.
Exactly.
All right, my people, we could be right back.
Everyday palava. Now it's in the album where they talk about.
My people, how you dey be now? My name na TC Okafor, aka TC Virus, aka Oga Director, aka One Neck Otoya. Wetin I carry come? The show na I Can Shout. You can use shout, you know be shout now. You don't subscribe? Bridget John TV. Now where you dey share? Go and subscribe. Make you dey feel the banking.
I can shout everyday palava. Yeah. Everyday palava. No. It's in the album where they talk about.
Alright, so my people, now welcome back. So everybody, now as you do you, as the thing they say, as the cap settle for your head, now so make you wear am. Who the cap fit make you wear? If the one way you just say you feel manage am like that too, you see am before you carry and say, now this one now you want to, now the market where you want buy. Don't be say you don't buy market finish, you come dey talk, but the time when you do but it's supposed to be before.
They know they do refund.
Refund dey for wetin? Say you don't marry, you say na refund.
Yeah.
You do refund now.
Who go refund?
If you know that. That one your return, they know they refund money, but they return.
They see the return.
Now by force.
This day and age, then go find your own for you.
Ow! I mean, marriage don't be by force. You know that you don't carry leg. You just talk nicely now, say, my dear.
No, but before you go reach that point, like you talk, the man must know, say, okay, I know say he no go school, but now we don't discuss it. You get intention to go. Why you no go school? Now because you don't afford that, but if you get the opportunity, go. So you go then willing to help her. But if he tell you say no, he no won't go school because he don't get break for school, he just wants to die for house, and you decide to marry her. Why you?
I'll be talking, Kiro. Like people, that one I say, but Jesus, that thing, it rough. You go come be like, say, but you know some people, this kind of matter, and then they'll come say they will take marry the person out of say they're sorry for her. May no be like, say, oh, no be in fault, say no go.
Inmates, they there with the fan, make them marry themselves.
This
because
one.
Like I talk, you go just complicate your life unnecessarily.
But it's true, Sha. It's true because to me, the way I take see him, unless that person is willing to say he won't go, he won't make his life better.
Exactly.
Okay, I don't really want to go school again, or I don't want to learn like this, but I want to go learn one trade. But the girls you go even take do and reach, my brother and my sister, I don't care what anybody talk. Person where they MD for one bank, you know go marry a molata. You know marry person where they do sell pepper where they shade markets. Other one if they talk and he go if you do on side chick, but no be say go marry and keep for house.
If he marry as a second wife or third wife.
You know even do on second wife or third wife.
Okay, fourth wife.
Fourth, the man life not finish. They marry 4 wife. This day and age, they see they do that one.
It happen.
4 times how many children? 1 about 20 something children.
It happen.
I wish that person luck. I wish the person luck. When I settle good, they settle correct. So,
That like they never kill you before your time.
No, that one, me I don't support that one. but really, Sha, it could make people they think I'm weird. Say, waiting this person bring on, they bring on table. Waiting be because plenty things where we know they think. When the thing don't reach that stage now, especially women, a lot of women they marry men with they higher than. But then
the man go get something to offer.
To offer.
To bring to the table.
And I be the thing.
Yes.
But sometimes the man no dey get anything to offer other than say he dey marry the woman because the woman dey check say time don dey go I never born. Hey, I don be 30 something, I don reach 40. Man just carry one person, put make it no be like say I no get.
Exactly.
All my friends they don't marry.
But instead of that one, that's the way you go marry and make you just go, make you not do, make you carry pikin. You don't need to marry am if na that clock.
I don't think say na just that thing of say because women want born they marry you. Now that fact of say I get man, I no be by myself. I know I get somebody will look me, where they make me happy. All the friends don't marry finish. Mama they draw from one side say so, okay how far.
So you go come marry my way, you know if you carry go outside. You go marry my way to say nobody go.
You go say go tuition. You go tuition up. You go tuition up now.
You go tuition up.
You go brush am. You go tuition up. Go buy the clothes. Go show am.
This is my way they talk. For her to be that desperate to go pick any man, she probably did in her late 40s or 50s. So the best way you want go bring come down to now, it could day for in 40s or 50s.
Not necessarily. At that point, sometimes the women they don't take what is available. No, for real, they take what is available.
They can't take me. They are available.
Okay, now here, also they are available. Now WhatsApp am. Not because this number when na dey see o. When I WhatsApp am for you. For my brother or my sister. Anyway, make una dey think this thing before una dey enter relationship, before una dey enter matter. Make una dey think. I go fit.
Marriage na serious matter.
Na the easiest thing to enter. But na the most hardest thing to come out inside.
Somebody dey talk say these days all we dey concern ourselves with na the wedding. Nobody dey think about the marriage. Wedding na one day.
And na one day. You no even do the full day sef.
Mbano. They go start by 11 o'clock for morning. By 6 they don't finish.
They don't finish.
That's a wedding now. The marriage will start for the rest of your life. So you get to know whether the person where you pick, whether a man or woman. Now somebody where you feel they wake up every morning, they look, you go happy. Say somebody they here. Or when you go work, you will look forward to going back home. Because you get some people will go marry, when they close work, they go from there, go other places, they come home for
party. I say I don't get men where they go call me 11 o'clock. This men now say, I even know their wife, oh, no be say na boyfriend, girlfriend. I know their wife, while are they for house? They go, they wait me the wife go sleep before they will reach out. They will call me, hey, Bridget, you there house? I say, what's happen? Hey, they come, I want to, no, go house. Go house, no stop by. So my brother, now so it be so make we see this thing, we get to think and well.
A serious matter.
Yes. So until next time, we go see we now for this our program we they call I Can't Shout. Austin, no. Hey, when I try, when I thank you. All right. Bye bye, yo. Nami Bridget.
Austin, Boca.
Bye bye.